This is the OMFL.
You can't touch this.
And you're in the mix with Kinda Real Name. Here's another OMFL production.
All right, I just realized that we were muted. No wonder. We were having some real issues here. My apologies as we try to get this game going and get things figured out. Stupid me didn't unmute the mic. That's a little amateurish. Anyway, I have been talking about the San Francisco 49ers and Seattle Seahawks, and we talked about Cooley. We talked about where they are. We talked about all kinds of stuff for the last probably 8-10 minutes, whatever, 5 minutes it's been. And stupid me forgot to turn the mic on because I was in a rush to get it in. So we are a little late on this game because of some weather problems that are rolling through here in East Louisiana, and that's why we're catching this one in the second quarter. 49ers are leading 9-3 over the Seattle Seahawks. Here's Martin. I'm sorry, that's Penny. Who breaks it through. He's got a big hole. He's off into the secondary. He's at the 20, the 15, a move. He's going to score touchdown, Seattle Seahawks. This what makes them so deadly is the fact that they're really good, and they can run the ball extremely well. San Francisco missed the extra point Oh, look, there's San Francisco. The Seattle who misses their extra point. So both teams are trading, missing extra points here. And, man, that's going to come back to haunt them. So this game stays tied, not what we expected. 9-9. Wow, that's not what you expected. Anyway, we were talking about the San Francisco 49ers and Cooley. He was on the hot seat this past week. He was just talking about his team. He was talking about all the things that he's trying to get there. And the problem with San Francisco has been they've been very up and down due to quarterback play. They have not played very well due to some really rough quarterback play from Garoppolo, and that's going to be one of their biggest things that they have to fix. If they can fix this quarterback play, then I think that they can really begin to compete. Cooley's a very good player, but he's got to compete in one of the toughest divisions, if not the toughest division here in the OMFL. Here's San Francisco from their own 25. 6:32 left to go here in the second quarter. Tied game. Here's Garoppolo with the handoff. San Francisco has had a very good, there was yeast there with the play. I don't know all these rosters like the back of my hand, but I do know that Berea, their probably leading running back, he's not their starter, he is their backup, but he's had a great season. He's averaging 5.3 yards per carry. He's out-rushing the rookie who is the starter on this team and just having a really, really great season. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10, 2 tight ends. Here's Garoppolo back to pass. He's got a nice little clean pocket. He's going to go to the left. He's got his tight end wide open. Kittle with a nice catch there. That's going to give him a first down, a gain of about 15 yards. 14 they're going to give him. So catching them in that man defense, crossing the tight ends. Kittle comes across wide open. Kittle, one of the leading receivers here in the OMFL whenever they were under control of Coach Rob. Kittle has not been quite as active, but still a very good, fast tight end for San Francisco. 1st and 10 from their own 39. 5:23 left to go here in the second quarter. We are catching this game a little late, a big divisional game here. Here's Berea. He's a leading runner. He's got a big hole there. Nice blocking from the fullback as he gets into the secondary. That's going to be a gain of 12. He catches the Seahawks in a blitz there from the right side. He takes it off to the left. Good read, good call there, and Berea shows why he's one of the leading running backs. And San Francisco really is going to have a choice to make here because they drafted a running back high, but Berea has just refused to let himself be benched here. 1st and 10 from the 49. Here's Garoppolo back to pass. Oh, he's going to hand off to Yeast. Yeast, there's the rookie that we were talking about. He's going to break it up right up the middle. A nice gain of about 6 they're going to give him. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 from the 43. 4:30 in counting here in the first half of this game. Tied 9-9 after both teams missed extra points. Both had really long scoring plays on their second or third drives of the game. And so we've got a tied ball game here as both teams are trying to establish that running game. And Cooley really has a great opportunity to take the lead here going into half. Here's the run of Berea off to the right side. But, boy, that gets shut down pretty quickly. That great defensive line from San Francisco. Listen to me, I keep saying the wrong teams. Too many S teams here. But the Seattle Seahawks, that's what Mo is known for. He always has been known for his running game and great defensive line. And he shows that even more here. Again, got to say I'm sorry about the terrible quality of video. Mo is not streaming at a high quality. I'm going to have to try to get him to stream a little bit better quality. But we deal with what we got, and hopefully we can still have some fun doing it. Garoppolo, nice. He's big pocket, steps up, goes to the left. He's got Goodwin there. Nice one-handed grab there. First down, San Francisco with a gain of 31, catching the Seattle Seahawks in that 4-6 defense, one safety high, cover one. They send the blitz off of that left and right side and does not get there. Garoppolo steps up in the pocket. And look, if Garoppolo can make those throws, then he's going to be just fine. But he has not been consistent in doing that. Little bunch formation here, twin tight ends off to the left side. Here's the play action. Garoppolo back to pass. He's got time. He's going to go to the right, but it's going to go right out of bounds there. He's had Kittle in the back. No, I apologize. That was his fullback out of the back there. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down. So 2nd and 10. 2:50 and counting. 10-yard line for San Francisco 49ers. They're driving to take the lead here on the Seattle Seahawks. Here's Garoppolo back to pass. He's got plenty of time, but man, that blitz comes right off that left side. He gets right there. Griffin is a great playmaker. He sends the all-out blitz. Usually Mo plays as Griffin, and man, he is deadly with Griffin. A really big rush there, and Garoppolo's dropped for a 6-yard loss. That's going to bring up 3rd and 16 from their own 16-yard line. 2:28 left to go here in the first half. All right, big 3rd down here. Garoppolo back to pass. He's got a man in motion. He's going to kind of step up in the pocket. He's got a man in the back of the end zone, and it's just going to fall incomplete. The pass was there. Oh, it looks like they're doing a little pause action here. He had a man in the back of the end zone there with that little skinny post, but he squeezed it in, and it was not able to get caught. Duck said he's just here to see Mo win, something that he didn't get to see. That field goal's going to be good. It's funny how they miss extra points, but they're burying these field goals. It's going to make it 12-9. San Francisco's going to take the lead. 2:07 left to go here in the first quarter. So Ducks used to be here in the OMFL. Thanks for tuning in, Ducks. He was a 2-time champion, I think, at least, maybe a 3-time champion. And him and Mo had some pretty epic battles. Early stages of, I think, Madden 17. Pretty much went back and forth between those two teams. So it's going to bring up 1st and 10 here from the 28-yard line. 2:02 left to go here in the first half. San Francisco leading this game 12-9 in a really weird first half for both of these teams, but you got to give it to Cooley hanging in there. A little play action. Mo's got plenty of time. He's going to go right there to Lockett coming across the drag. It's going to bring him to the 2-minute warning. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 from their own 35-yard line. Again, thanks for tuning into the podcast. We haven't done one of these in quite some time. I don't think I got to do any last season, and usually we try to ask the guys who are streaming the game if they will stream in as high of a quality as they can, but Mo was not able to do that, and so our quality's not the greatest, but we're at least trying to get this out there. And here we got Penny off, or Martin, I apologize, off the left side. He's going to get a face mask. That's going to give him an automatic first down. That's a big penalty as San Francisco sent the blitz. No, I apologize. That was the play before, but he was playing that man defense, and just a big face mask call there on San Francisco. It's going to set up the 49ers in some rough positions for their defense here because Mo is driving here. Here's Martin off to the right side. Another big hole, man. San Francisco struggles with keeping this running game intact. So here we go. We got Mo and the Seahawks running some no-huddle. 2nd and 4 from their 42, 139 and counting. Here's Wilson back to pass. He's got a little bit of pressure. He's going to go deep, though. He's got a man, and it's going to be caught. Touchdown, Lockett. I cannot believe what a great catch there from him. He just got behind the defense and just outran the cornerback there from San Francisco. And Wilson made a great throw over to the left side. Nothing like that little pass and catch. That's going to give San Francisco trailing now 16-12. And that's what I was talking about a while ago. San Francisco with that big penalty set their defense up in a hole. And, man, that was tough. That was now it's going to be interesting to see what they can do here. Is San Francisco going to push it? They're going to take it to halftime? Are they just going to say, hey, we got this game close? Or are they really going to try to come after Mo and his Seahawks defense? This is where you can get yourself in trouble. If you get a turnover here, even if you just give up 3 points, I mean, you've really swung momentum. And San Francisco's coming out. He's got pistol formation, or 3-wide single back formation, I should say. It looked like he was lining up the pistol, but he was not. Got a handoff to Beret, or is that Yeast? That looks like that's Yeast over to the left side. He's got 6 rushes for 15 yards. The rookie's still trying to find his way as he picks up a gain of 3. It's going to set up 2nd and 7 with 1:18. No timeout, so he's letting that clock go. Might be one of these chances where he just waits to see if he can get the big play, and then does he want to push it, or does he just want to continue to just let this clock go? But if you mess around here and have to punt the ball back or give Seattle an opportunity to use their touchdowns, you're going to find yourself in trouble. Garoppolo back to pass, steps up in the pocket. He's got a man. Big catch right there. I can't tell who that was. Number 82 with a massive play there over to the left side. 33 yards there for Garoppolo, and he is playing lights out. But he's got to be careful against the Seattle Seahawks zone defense. Garoppolo plenty of time. He's going to go to the left again. That one's going to be caught. He's going to go right out of bounds, but is the clock going to stop? It is. So 1st and 10, the clock stops after a gain of 16 yards with the comeback route over to the left side. Nice play for San Francisco. 2 back-to-back plays that puts them in contention. 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line now. 40 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. So that's a good place to be if you're San Francisco here. And a touchdown makes this very interesting going to halftime, but you have to be happy even if you just come away with a field goal. One way or the other, you have to come away with points. You cannot have a turnover here. They're sending the blitz. Here's Garoppolo back to pass. The blitz is picked up. He's got Kittle, over to the right side, up the middle. That's going to be a gain of just 1 they're going to give him. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9. They use a timeout. 2 timeouts left to go. 2nd and 9 from their 21-yard line with 33 seconds left to go. Ducks, I'm sure he did teach you how to play linebacker, even though, you taught him how to play linebacker because he definitely went to the off-season school of Ducks, that's for sure. Man defense here for Seattle. San Francisco Garoppolo back to pass. He's got time, which is something he hasn't had all day. He's going over the left side. He had a man wide open, and he just misses the throw. He's just a step off, and Seattle and San Francisco, both of their cornerbacks have been getting burned, especially on that left side with these deep routes. Garoppolo had his man. He was wide open, just could not put it in there. And now you're in no man's land. 3rd and 9, 2 timeouts left is really going to help that team because you can hit something in the middle. You can hit some slants. You can hit some cornerback. They're going to do a booth review. It's overturned. That's a touchdown. They're going to give him the touchdown. Touchdown, San Francisco. I can't believe that. Under 2 minutes, they bring it up to the booth, and they said that he got both feet down. Touchdown, Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's going to give them an 18-16 lead. The extra point is good. What a play from San Francisco. That's going to make this 19-16. San Francisco, 28 seconds left to go. But hey, all 3 timeouts left for Seattle here. Wilson has been deadly. Both teams burning both defenses with those deep routes. Let's see what they can do here. Nice return up to the 29-yard line. It's going to set up 1st and 10 here with 24 seconds left to go, but all 3 timeouts, so he can work the middle of the field. He can work comebacks. Like everything is still on the table. Wheel routes, we've seen a couple of those go deep this game, so let's see what happens here. It looks like he's going to stretch the middle of the field and still have that crossing route just as Wilson back to pass. He's got plenty of time. He's got a man. It looks like it's going to fall incomplete, though, as San Francisco was playing that cover 3, looking for that comeback route, looking to catch them, and Seattle tried to stretch them deep with the seam. 2nd and 10, here's Wilson. He's back to pass. Plenty of time. If he just steps up in the pocket, he's got a man up the middle. It's going to be caught. Yep, it's going to be caught for a gain of 19 yards as they catch San Francisco in some man defense. He's going to use a timeout, so it's going to be 14 seconds left to play. 48-yard line. They have the ball 1st and 10. San Francisco leading this game 19-16. It's been a crazy back and forth game. Both teams have scored on big plays. San Francisco just scored on a long touchdown that was ruled incomplete, but it went up to the booth and overturned for the touchdown to give San Francisco the 3-point lead. Both teams have missed extra points here, so that kind of evens that out. Let's see what Wilson does. Wilson back to pass on 1st and 10. He's going to be hit. It's fumbled. San Francisco's there. It's going to be San Francisco ball. 9 seconds left to go. 1st down on the 35-yard line. The all-out blitz gets to Wilson. He doesn't get rid of the ball. It falls. It gets stripped. San Francisco recovers. 9 seconds left to go. They do have 2 timeouts left, so if he wants to try to make a play here, he does have an opportunity for that. He's going to have the ball 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line, and everything that San Francisco needed to break their way if they're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks has broken their way so far with the fumbles, with the turnovers, with the big plays from Garoppolo. So this is a great place to be for San Francisco and Cooley. Here's Garoppolo back to pass. He's got some time. He's going to get it just quickly out to his running back. Barea is going to break a couple tackles, though. He's going to get it down with 2 seconds left to go. There's the timeout. It's going to bring up 2nd and inches from the 25-yard line. 2 seconds to go, though. He's just going to kick the field goal here and try to take a 6-point lead into half. So this is a victory one way or the other. Even if you just take the 3-point lead, but a 6-point lead would be nice to have, give you a little bit more cushion there. He has missed an extra point, so we'll see how this goes. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it's going to be good. Goal with the kick there, and that's going to make it 22-16, and then give them that 6-point lead here as we start the second half. Again, these are division rivals here. Mo has owned that NFC West for quite some time. Mo is a 5-time champion here in the OMFL. Cooley, this is his second season, I apologize, here in the OMFL. So he's still building his team to fit his style, to fit exactly what he wants. But this is the kind of game that can set your franchise and let the league know, hey, San Francisco's back, and they're here to contend with Cooley. So 1st and 10 from the own 25-yard line. It's the first play of the second half as we go here. There's going to be Yeast over to the left side. He had a little bit of a hole there, but they were able to get off the block there pretty quickly and keep it to a minimum gain of just 2 yards. This defensive line for Seattle is usually a team that gets after the quarterback. They're really good at getting sacks and pretty good overall defense for shutting down the run. And they've shut down the run here of San Francisco, but given up too many big plays in the passing game. 2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line, 9:26 left to go. Here's Barea over the left side. He had a little bit of a block there, but the tight end was unable to hold that block very long. And it looks like Griffin, who's been making plays, again, all season for the last couple of seasons, maybe even Defensive Player of the Year last year or co-Defensive Player of the Year. Griffin is a playmaker here in the OMFL. Hey, Bloop, thanks for tuning in to our game here. Again, we apologize for the stream feed. It's not the best. Usually we try to get guys to give us a little bit better of a stream feed. Wasn't able to make that happen, but we still haven't been able to do one of these in a long time. I'm by myself. Mr. Dwayne and Mr. Maniac are out tonight, but we hope that you enjoy this. 3rd and 11, ball on the 24-yard line for the San Francisco 49ers, leading this game 22-16. Garoppolo's got plenty of time. If he steps up in the pocket, nice step up. He's going to go deep. Ooh, man, he kind of forced that there, but it's broken up. He was trying to hit that post route, and it just didn't work out. So it's going to bring up a punt here. 4th and 11 from their own 24. 8:44 left to go. Seattle is going to get the ball back as their first drive here in the second half. Again, Seattle had some big plays, but gave up some big plays on defense, which is not really like them. They usually force you into trying to get those big plays, and they get the interceptions, but the cornerbacks for Seattle have not played very well. So here's their first possession in the second half, trailing the San Francisco 49ers 22-16. 1st and 10 here on the 41. Looks like the 49ers are stacking that box. They're daring Wilson to have to throw this ball. Let's see what Seattle does. It's going to be a run here to the left side. Penny's got a little hole there. Nice hard run. Breaking through a couple of tackles there. Penny, 2 rushes for 63 yards. He had that big, long 53-yarder early in the game that gave the Seattle Seahawks an early lead. Man, Penny's a hard runner, but it really is all about Martin. Martin's really their big guy. Another stacked box here. San Francisco's daring the Seahawks to throw the ball. Here's Martin, another big hole. That's the thing about stacking the box. If you're going to stack the box, you better get there, because if you don't get there, you're going to give up a big play. That time, San Francisco trying to send the blitz, but Seattle was still able to pick up 5 yards. All right, 2nd and 5 here from their own 40 or San Francisco 49ers 43-yard line. 7:30 left to go. Here's Martin on the left side, but man, that one was shut down pretty quickly. There's a flag on the play. Is this going to be holding? It is going to be holding against Khalees, and so that one's going to come back, and it's going to set up a 2nd and long here from their own 47-yard line. So 2nd and 15. Now, San Francisco has been stacking that box. They've been trying to shut down and not give up these big runs again. But Wilson has proven, at least early on here, to be able to burn them deep to the outside. Let's see if they're able to keep that up. So 2nd and 15 from their 47-yard line. San Francisco, from their own 47-yard line. Wilson back to pass. He's got to get rid of it. He's got a man over to the right side, and Gronkowski with the first down catch. So Wilson to Gronkowski, still getting it done. 17 yards there for Gronk. And that's going to give him first down for Seattle from their own 36-yard line. 1st and 10. And here we go. So again, both teams giving up big plays at very inopportune times. Here's Penny over to the left side. He had a little bit of a lane there, but San Francisco did a great job with the user there to shut that down. Again, sending the blitz. At least this last drive that we've seen, this first drive for Seattle, San Francisco has really sent a lot of people in the blitz. So we're going to let this one play out for just a second. I'm going to take a quick pause, and we'll be right back. And it figures Nate walks away, and San Francisco gives up a long touchdown to Seattle, and that's going to give them the lead 23-22 here. This is why you need a two-man booth, man. You need a two-man booth so somebody can take a break for a water drink or something from time to time. And another back-and-forth game here. Again, this is what Seattle does really well. It keeps it really, really close and kind of forces you to make some plays that you probably shouldn't be making and causes you to turn the ball over. Here we got Berea right up the middle, and they need to keep that up here. 8 rushes for 18 yards. You would expect Berea to get more carries. Only 2 yards, but there were 2 very, very tough yards for them. That's got to be the game plan here if you're San Francisco. You got to eat the clock. You got to keep this game close. Yeah, you just gave up a touchdown, but you got to stick with it, right? You can't let that really get to you. You can't let it bother you. Just don't turn the ball over here. Control the game, control the pace, control the clock. So 2nd and 8 here from their own 27-yard line. Here's the play action. Garoppolo's got plenty of time. He's had time all day. Gets the comeback route there. Nice play over to the left side. It's going to be a big gain and a first down. Garoppolo 14 for 19 for 250 yards. A gain of 26 right there as he catches that crossing play action route there. Catches Seattle in that zone defense, and they give up a big play over the top behind those linebackers but in front of those DBs. That's going to set up 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. You have to give your hats off to San Francisco. They've played really effective offense, and Garoppolo, though he's been the struggle this year, is playing exceptionally well so far. So 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Here's Garoppolo with the handoff, and that's going to be Yeast, and he's going to be shut down pretty quickly. That left side has not been kind to Yeast. It's really, they found most of their production from right up the middle, and that isn't happening right now. Right now, they're really struggling trying to get to the outside, and they've really only found most of their success from right up the gut. So it's going to set up a 2nd and 12, 23-22. Seattle is leading this game. 4:20 left to go here in the third quarter. This is San Francisco's second drive. They took a 6-point lead into halftime. This is their second drive of the second half. Here's Garoppolo right back to pass. He's got the blitz. The blitz is picked up, Oh, he's not going to be able to get rid of it, though. He didn't have a man. Good coverage. That was kind of a cover sack. I know it was an all-out blitz, but they picked the blitz up really, really well. And then it just broke down because he didn't have a man open. Again, we've seen this play before from Cooley. If you're asking me, probably a little too many times, but he's trying to hit that wheel route over the top again. You know, I'd want to see teams mix it up a little bit more than that. That's a play I want to see maybe twice a game, not twice in a half. But here's Garoppolo, 3rd and 21. Here's where he's got to be careful. He's going to step up in the pocket. There's some pressure there from the right side. He's going to get it over to the right side. It's going to be caught. It's going to be short of the first down, though. Seattle was keeping it real safe. He's keeping everybody up front. So that's a fade out. That's a play that I would say would be 3 verticals. So if you're watching this from the OMFL, that's a play we don't want to see outside of the last 3 minutes of each half. It's not a vertical concept. It wasn't called verticals, but it's running 3 verticals. And so we want to try to avoid that play if we possibly can. So it's going to set up nice punt from San Francisco. It's going to set up Seattle with the ball 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line. And so let's see if San Francisco sees the blitz, if San Francisco is trying to come after them, and what Seattle plans on doing here. Looks like they're going to be passing. Here's Wilson back to pass. He better not step out of the back. He gets rid of it. It's caught. Oh, he breaks the tackle, though. Edwards with a big play over to the left side. A gain of 18 yards. San Francisco sent the blitz. They had Edwards. He was tackled, but he broke through it and was able to break it off to the left side. So first downs for Seattle on their own 19-yard line. They're leading this one 23-22, and this is where this game starts to get away from you if you're San Francisco. Here's Martin over the right side, just a big, heavy running back. He breaks 2 or 3 tackles there. He gets 5, but those are 5 heavy, heavy yards. Yeah, Bloop, that darn Cooley. Yeah, I know he won't like this once he hears from it, but it is what it is. We just want to see that mixed up a little bit more. Seen a lot of one safety high, a lot of that one same play over and over, and just kind of want to keep that to a minimum. Here's Penny. That dual-headed running back of Martin and Penny can give you a lot of trouble, but honestly, you have to stay consistent, and Cooley's doing that. He's trying to shut that run down. He's trying to force them to pass, and that's what you have to do and hope that you can get some turnovers. He hasn't really gotten the turnovers outside of that big fumble, but that big fumble set up, a 3 or 6 point lead for him going into halftime. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2 from the 27. Looks like they're going to keep it heavy. Martin right up the middle, and he's going to break 2, 3, 4, 5 tackles there. Martin is such a monster. He's tough to tackle. A lot of blitzes here from San Francisco, and I get why. He's trying to stop Martin. He's trying to stop Penny. But you're seeing a lot of blitzes, and that can backfire on you. Because if he breaks a couple of tackles with that one safety high, that can really backfire. Here's Penny over the right side. That one's shut down pretty quickly, though. Penny's a little bit easier to tackle than Martin is. But they sent the blitz again. They stacked the box. Free safety was able to kind of shut down that left side. The linebackers were able to shut down that right side. Only a gain of 2 yards. So 2nd and 8, 23 seconds left to go here in the third quarter from their own 41. They're leading this one 23-22. Nice back and forth game, big divisional matchup, and got to tip your hat to Cooley. He's keeping this one close. Here's the game over to the left side. He's going to get 4 there. It's going to bring up a big 3rd and 3. This is what Seattle is also known for. They not only keep games close and tight, but they really have figured out a way to force you into plays that are tough to defend. And these little 3rd and short plays, what do you do? Because if you play man, he's probably going to try to run it on you. He'll hit you with those drags out of man sometimes. And with Edwards and those guys, it can just – this is a tough team to defend whenever you have these 3rd and 3. So 3rd and 3, first play of the fourth quarter from their own 45-yard line, leading this one 23-22. He's got Lockett over to the left, Edwards over to the right, Meredith in the slot. Here's Wilson with the handoff. No, it's a play action. They're right there. He's going to get that one off, though. Man, and Wilson really just had to fight through there. He had a man at his ankles. I mean, San Francisco was right there, sending the blitz once again. They weren't able to get there. He was able to dump it off to the fullback, pick up that first down. So nice play there, really on both sides. San Francisco just not quite able to get there. So it's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. 23-22, San Francisco trailing the Seattle Seahawks, but Seattle is driving once again. Ooh, that one is right there. That could have been a big play either way, and he just knocks that one away. Those out routes are tough. I know some guys try to force it. Those out routes in Madden 19 are extremely tough to try to deal with. All right, 2nd and 10 from their own 46. It looks like they're coming out in a little play action, deep post action. San Francisco pinching the line. It's going to give Wilson plenty of time. He did. He caught that one with one hand. Edwards with a big play there right up the middle. And you got to give it to Wilson, man. He just took the shot. He stepped up. He had the people in his face. It was blocked really well. He puts it right in there in a very, very tight window. Edwards, a great receiver in this league, grabs a one-handed catch and holds on to it. A big first down from their own 23-yard line now as they are driving to really take firm control of this game. Wilson's got plenty of time, but, man, they're in his face. He's able to get rid of it. If he steps up in the pocket, he has more time, but he tried to go over there to the right, and that time closed pretty quickly. Wilson had to get that one out of there as he was trying to be sacked. It's going to set up a 2nd and 10 from their own 23-yard line. 23-22 Seattle. You're tuned in to Week 9 of the OMFL Season 84. Thank you again for tuning in to our little broadcast. We haven't done one of these in quite some time, but I'm glad that you guys are here. 2nd and 10 from their own 23. Martin right up the middle. He's got another hole, man. And that Seattle defense, they just give a crease. And if you give a crease, he's going to run through it. And you got to give San Francisco, Colbert did a great job. He stepped up there in that hole, and he kept that one to a pretty minimal gain because that was a pretty big hole that Martin had an opportunity to go through. So a big 3rd down here, 3rd and 7. If San Francisco can hold them to a field goal, that's a victory for this defense because they would keep this game pretty close. So here we go, 3rd and 7. Man in motion is Lockett. Wilson back to pass. Plenty of time. It's closing down from the left side, but the man trips. He gets it out to Lockett, but a bad throw from Wilson. He skipped it to a man that was wide open. San Francisco had the pressure off to the left side, but his man stumbled and fell. So this is a victory for San Francisco here. The field goal is up, and it's good, and that's going to give them a 26-22 victory, and going to kick the ball back over to San Francisco. San Francisco's got to respond here. Even if it's just a field goal, at least respond with some points here with 8 minutes left to go here in the 4th quarter. Nice big hole, and he's going to break a couple tackles there. And they swarm him after he gets to the 32. So a nice big gain there for San Francisco. Good play for them. So here we go. San Francisco's Jimmy Garoppolo has played exceptionally well today. He has not played well in the past, but he's playing well so far here today. This is the tough thing about this chat is doesn't show. That's going to be a face mask, though. Nice play there for San Francisco to pick up a couple extra 15 yards there. So they get a little run over there to the left side, and then they pick up a nice play with the face mask. And that's a bad penalty if you're Seattle. You just tackle them. The clock is your friend. Let's make them drive a long way here. But you're going to give up a first down from their own 47. So one play, you're at midfield here, and you're in good shape if you're San Francisco. Twin receivers is Allen and Hilton over to the right side. He's got Kittle over to that right side as well. Here's Garoppolo. And they're going to give it over to Berea, who had a little bit of a hole in the middle, but he has to fight hard. He tried to bounce it when he probably could have kept it right up the middle. 9 rushes for 19 yards. Seattle has completely shut down this running game of San Francisco. And look, Jimmy stepped up. Jimmy has stepped up and made the plays that his team has needed him to make. And the running backs are not really helping out a whole lot here. So 2nd and 9, 7:11 left to go here in the fourth quarter from their own 46. Jimmy Garoppolo with another play action pass. He's back to pass. He's got some chances. He's going to go to the left. Wide open. Touchdown, San Francisco. Seattle was caught in that cover 2 zone. The play action made those guys bite up. Allen was able to get over to the left side, and that's been really the bugaboo for the Seattle defense all game, is they given up the big play over to the left side, and this one is another big play. That's going to give San Francisco the 29-26 lead. 7 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter, and it's a little mind-blowing because these teams don't give up these big plays. Seattle just does not give up big pass plays, but they have today, and they're making Jimmy Garoppolo look like an MVP, and that's not something that you see out of that Seattle Seahawks backfield. They're usually really good on this defensive backfield, but you got to tip your hat to Jimmy. He's got no running game help. His defense has done him very few favors, and yet he's keeping his team in it. So here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Seattle Seahawks trail the San Francisco 49ers 29-26. Here's Martin over the left side. Shut down pretty good, but man, he just still breaks. Even after you hit him, he's getting an extra 2 or 3 yards, right? That one probably could have been a loss or a gain of 0, but even after he's hit, he breaks, he gets an extra 2 yards, and it's going to give him a gain of 3. It's going to set up a 2nd and 7 here on the 28-yard line. 6:55 left to go. 29-26, San Francisco has the lead. This would be a big victory for Cooley as he's trying to dwindle this one down. Here's Martin over the left side. Another big hole, but man, they get off of the brakes there, off of the block. Defense steps up, a big play. Nice way to keep that to an extremely minimal gain because that looked like a big play. And Colbert, we talked about him on the hot seat. He's made plays for San Francisco, and he was able to do that here. Yeah, Bloop says that Cooley's been studying him. I don't know who he's been studying, but you can tell he's been in the lab, and, man, this game is breaking his way. He's going to set up a big 3rd and 5 from their own 30. Here's Wilson back to pass. He's got some time. He's going to go over the right side. He's got Edwards. It breaks 2 tackles. He spin moves out of another one. Edwards is so fast. If you play man defense against him and you don't get that tackle and he spins out of it, he can really break that one. And, man, you see that one. That is not a spin after a catch. That was using the spin move in the right way. You got to conservative tackle these guys. You cannot give up the big play. That's not a good play for San Francisco. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Seattle at their own 44. Here's Penny over to the left side. He had a little bit of a hold there. He cuts it up the middle, and he gets a pretty decent gain. I think they're going to give him 5. And there's 2 back-to-back injuries for the 49ers. That's not good for that defense who's reeling right now. These reserves are going to have to come in and make some plays here. 2nd and 5 for Seattle. 6:02 left to go here in the fourth quarter. A back-and-forth epic game between these two teams of big plays on both sides from both quarterbacks. Ball's on the 39-yard line. It's going to set up this 2nd and 5. Stacking the box a little bit there. Martin's going to take it right up the middle. He's going to fight for some tough yards. They're probably going to give him 3. Yeah, they're going to give him 3. So it's going to set up a 3rd and 3. As we spoke about a little bit earlier, that's when Seattle's the toughest to defend because you don't know what they're going to do. With Martin, he can kick it up the middle. With Penny, he can get it to the outside. With these fast receivers, he can hit a comeback route. He can hit a cross route. He can hit a drag route. And so it really sets up a tough play. So 3rd and 3 from their own 36. Here's Wilson out of the pistol formation. Steps up. He's got the man on the slant. He's got Edwards. One of the top 5 receivers in this league catches Cooley in the all-out blitz. Cooley has not shied away all game long. Cooley has continued to blitz. It paid off in the first half of the game. He got the big sack fumble that set up a field goal, but he's also given up a ton of big plays here to Mo and his Seahawks. Here's the rush to the left for Martin. He's got the blockers out in front. Nice way to get off for number 51 there. Nice tackle. They're only going to give him 1 yard. That's a victory there for San Francisco. It's going to set up a 2nd and 9 here from the 27-yard line. 4:28 left to go. And now the clock's an issue for both sides. You're thinking about it on both sides of the ball, but really, if I'm on defense, I'm thinking about it the most. Here's number 20 for Mr. Martin, right up the middle. Another massive hole. They're going to give him the first down. They're going to mark him just short. They're going to give him the first down. 112 rushing yards on 20 carries. We talked about it. This is what Seattle does. They run the ball hard. They play really good, efficient quarterback play. But again, Cooley has done the same without the rushing game. His rushing game has avoided him today. But this defense, he's going to continue to try to take his shots. Here's Wilson. Back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's got to make, ooh. The safety steps up. He's there to make the play. Sometimes, often in this type of defense, you can get that post route behind there. Wilson takes the shot. That would have been a massive turnover for San Francisco. They don't get it. That's going to set up 2nd and 10. 3:33 left to go here in the fourth quarter from their own 17-yard line. Wilson back to pass. Another force there, right there into triple coverage. That's tough, man. He keeps trying to force it there to that right side. That time on a corner or crossing route, I'll get it. Trying to hit that crossing route, and that's surprising. Usually you would figure the clock is your friend. You're setting yourself up for an easy field goal to tie this game. Why not run the ball? Maybe even force Cooley to use some timeouts, but he decides to pass the ball. It's going to set up a big 3rd and 10 here from their own 17-yard line. Here's Wilson back to pass. The 49ers are in zone. He's got people coming after him, though. That pocket's going to collapse pretty quickly, and that's going to set up 4th and 14. The Seahawks are going to be forced to try the field goal here to tie this one up. They're trailing 26-29. Field goal is up, and it's good. So this one's going to be tied here with 2:57 left to go here in the fourth quarter, 29-29.
Good hold, dead center.
There we go. Just realized y'all didn't have any volume. Ooh, a nice little break there to the left side. If he'd have broke one more tackle, that one could have gone the distance. And see, now you got to see, what are you going to do in these first couple plays here, right? You still have all 3 timeouts for both teams. You still have the 2-minute warning coming. You're under 3 minutes, so you can kill the clock if you choose to. Are you trying for the field goal? Are you trying for that big play? Don't turn the ball over here. So here we go with Garoppolo, who's played well today. Garoppolo with the play action. He's got plenty of time. He's got pressure coming to the right side, but he's going to hit the tight end over to the left. So a nice little pitch and catch there. It's going to give him 5. Clock's still ticking, which you got plenty of time. No one's in any rush here. If it's me, I'm going to kill the clock. I'm going to start eating that clock up. I'm going to get to that 2-minute warning as fast as I possibly can. And I'm going to try to set myself up to force some timeouts from Seattle. Here's 2nd and 5 from their own 37-yard line. Garoppolo going to hand off to Bray. He's got the hole. He's got to cut it up the middle there. He had the hole. He kept trying to keep it to the outside. You can't bounce it to the outside with the speed. I think if Bray cuts it up that hole, then he's able to pick up the first down. And here's the first quote-unquote timeout as we get to 3rd and 2 here. 2 minutes left to go. An epic 29-29 battle here of the AFC West division rivals. Mo is the king of the OMFL, king of the NFC West, even though Mo Deli, the other Mo of the Cardinals, would try to say otherwise. This is a big game for both of these teams. San Francisco's been looking for that signature win. This is it, if you can pull this away. So here we go. 3rd and 2 from their own 40-yard line. Let's see what San Francisco does here. Garoppolo back to pass. He's got time. He's got a man wide open there to the right side. Again, as was done to him, he catches Seattle in that all-out blitz. Nice call there with the slant. His man got open. First down, San Francisco. Jimmy is playing well today. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. 1:43 and counting left to go. Everyone holding on to their timeouts, but somebody's going to have to start making some decisions here. You're not in field goal range, but you're not out of this game if you're Seattle. There's Garoppolo back to pass. You got to be careful here. He's going to get rid of it. Ooh, he's going to get hit. He's going to drop that ball. That was a tough pass. He's trying to hit that post route, but Seattle stepped up and was able to knock that one away. So it's going to set up a 2nd and 10. You were taking a big chance there. 1:30 left to go here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 50-yard line. Let's see what San Francisco decides to try to do here. You do see the blitz coming. Garoppolo back to pass. Man, and he had that pressure right in his face. He did not identify the blitz coming. He tried to hit those crossing routes. We've seen this play called from Cooley a couple times this game as well. I don't know if I'm just picking up on the same plays over and over. I kind of have a habit of that. That's why we have the FPR that we have. But I've seen this play a couple times now. So maybe Cooley needs to open up that playbook just a little bit more. But you got to be able to look for that blitz. You got to know that blitz is coming. You got to know that they're trying to take that opportunity. I mean, they sent the blitz right before in the 3rd down play. Now you got yourself in a 3rd and long. They're going to play zone behind you. They're going to force you into a tough play here. 3rd and 17. Garoppolo's got time. Back to throw. No, he's got to step up. Garoppolo's got to step up in that pocket. People aren't stepping up in that pocket. They're trying to go left or go right or keep it to the outside. Those defensive ends get off of those tackles on that outside. You got to step up in that play. So it's going to set up a punt here with 1:13 left to go in a tied ball game. Seattle's going to get the ball back with a timeout. Let's see if San Francisco can pin them deep. They did a great job of that earlier, getting them at the 1-yard line. So a nice punt there. Where are they going to mark this one at the 17-yard line? So we're in for an 80, what is this, 87?
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences
83. What am I thinking? 83-yard drive. Math was not my strong suit. So here we go. 83-yard drive. 1 timeout left for Seattle. 1:08 left to play here. Here's Wilson. He's going to hand the ball off to Martin. Martin's not going to have much room, but man, he breaks tackles. San Francisco kind of had that one shut down there, but they missed a couple of tackles. It's going to set up 2nd and inches here. 56 seconds left to go and counting from the 27-yard line. Here's Wilson back to pass. He's got time. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off running. Oh, he's got lots of running room. San Francisco. Oh, he fumbles. It's going over to San Francisco. 1st down, San Francisco. A big turnover there for the San Francisco 49ers defense. They get the ball right back to their offense. San Francisco has all 3 timeouts. 44 seconds left to go. 1st and 10 from their 50-yard line. What a play there for San Francisco. What a play for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, how did they respond here? Don't turn the ball over if you're Jimmy G. Jimmy Garoppolo back to pass. He's got a man, and this looks like Barea over the right side. Nice little pickup there. 39 seconds and counting. They're not going to take their timeouts. They're holding on to him right now. So it's going to set up 2nd and 5 here. 45 seconds left. It looks like with all of these little quick play calls have struggled with the lag on their side, which is not looking pretty on my side. Again, I apologize for that. We do the best with what we got. This is what we got. So here we go. Jimmy Garoppolo on 2nd and 5 from their own 45. Back to pass. He's going to be sacked. And they're going to have to take a timeout. That is a massive, massive play. Again, he was trying to do the fake pump action. To me, you're calling gimmick plays. You don't have time to call gimmick plays. You gotta do something else. You gotta come out firing. That's gonna set up a 3rd and 10 from the 50-yard line. 16 seconds left to go. 2 timeouts left for San Francisco. This is a big play because Seattle could get the ball back, or this one could go into offense or into overtime. Here's Garoppolo back to pass. He's got time. He's gonna go right up the middle. That's going to be complete. He held on to the ball. A big collision there, but a gain of 11 yards. It looks like he hit Barea coming out of the backfield in the angle route. Seattle was in a good position there. They had the strong safety that was up in the box. He had the linebacker in the quarterback spy. They kind of should have shut that play down there, but he holds on to the pass and got to give it. Jimmy G makes a tough pass there. It's going to set up 1st and 10. 1 timeout left for San Francisco. 1 timeout left for Seattle. 9 seconds left to go from the 39-yard line. Both teams have missed extra points, so this isn't a give-me field goal. Let's see what happens here.
They'll run it now
Here's Garoppolo. He's going to hand it off to Barrera right up the middle. He's going to let this one cut down. He's going to take the timeout. So he's going to try to get the field goal here for the win. And what a game we have here in Week 9 of Season 84 of the OMFL. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We see Dakota in here. Dakota, I wish you was in here with me.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
3 seconds left to go. Seattle's taking their timeout. 29-29, tie ball game from the 36-yard line. We got that old gimmicky field goal thing. This is not an easy kick. Let's see if Gold can put this one through. The snap is down. The hold is good. The kick is up. And it's going to be wide left. And, guys, we're going into overtime. Our first commentary game in over a season. Terrible graphics here. Not graphics. That's not the word. Resolution. That's the word I'm looking for. We started halfway through the first half. Everything that could go wrong. And Madden blesses us with an overtime game between two really good teams. If you're Cooley, if you're the 49ers, this feels like a letdown. It just does. You struggled, you fought, you had him on the ropes. Ooh, he had a hole right there. He's missed a couple of holes, but that was tough there. But if you're Cooley, you got the champ on the ropes. You had your foot on his neck, and you let him off with a couple of big plays. And if you're Seattle, you're excited about this. You have the chance. You're in overtime. It's a fresh new ball game. If you're Cooley, you got to go score a touchdown right here. You got to look for them to send some blitzes. You got to look for them to try to force you into some tough plays. Let's see if they keep trying to push that left side as they've been all game. Here's Garoppolo. It's going to be handoff to Yeast. He's got a nice hole. Oh, he breaks through, and he's at the 35, the 30, the 40. It's going to be a flag. Is that going to be a holding? It's going to be holding. That one's coming back. Again, I've got the same resolution you have. It's terrible for me as well, but, man, that is a tough play if you're San Francisco. You had it. Like, that's going to set you up in great position, but now it's going to be holding. It's coming back 1st and 20, and now you got to start thinking field position. Now you got to start thinking, ooh, I better not force myself into a tough play. So 1st and 20 from their own 23-yard line. 29-29, 6:10 left to go here in overtime. They're going to hand it off to Yeast right up the middle, but man, Griffin shuts that down pretty quickly. Griffin has been all over the field. Cooley trying to stretch them out a little bit here with that long 1st and 20, trying to hit that up the gut, but it didn't take place as Griffin was able to shut that down. They're super athletic there in that front seven, which even their back seven's really athletic, which is surprising because Cooley has been able to stretch them over on that left side. Do they go back to that? 2nd and 19, here the 23-yard line, 5:37 left to go here in overtime. It's first possession of overtime after a really back-and-forth game. San Francisco missed the game-winning field goal. Garoppolo's got time. If he steps up in the pocket, he's trying to go left again. We just talked about that, right? Is he going to try to stretch it? He tried to hit that comeback route, but number 40 had that one read, knocks it away from Keenan Allen. Now this is scary, right? This is where you get worried because if Seattle forces you into a tough play here, that's great field position. Field goal wins the game, right? You got to just be smart. You don't have to be conservative, but you got to be smart here. 3rd and 19 from their own 23-yard line. Here's Garoppolo. He's back to pass. If he steps up in the pocket, he's got time. Steps up. He's got a man in the middle. Kittle breaks through a tackle. It's going to be 1st down, so a big play from Kittle. He hits the post right there in the middle. And, of course, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, you got to know the post is coming. Look, guys, go to the post. So it is what it is. Call it what you want to call it. The post is deadly in Madden 19. You got to know the post is coming. You've been playing zone defense all game, mixing some man defense so you can play zone on that 3rd and long. Here's Garoppolo. He's got the play action. He's got plenty of time. Oh, no, it shuts down the left side there really quick. Lucky for Garoppolo, he's able to get rid of that. That man's a beast. I'm forgetting his name. It is skipping my brain.
Got a couple more downs to play with.
But no, this is not Tony Romo. I'm sorry. Looked like I thought you were talking about Bono, old Maniacs guy. Anyway, that defensive end is, I can't even think of his name. Maybe one of you guys remember his name. Man, he's a monster, and you got to know he's going to come off that left side. Step up in the pocket. None of these guys are stepping up in the pocket. Step up in the pocket. 2nd and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Garoppolo back to pass. Oh, he's got pressure right in his face, and that is the worst kind of pressure to have to come up against. Seattle sends the blitz. He gets the pressure right in the face. It looked like Garoppolo was wanting that comeback route to the left side, or maybe even that seam route to the left side. But when you get the pressure right in your face, there's nothing that you can do. Another big 3rd down. And in my opinion, you got to play zone here. I know that Seattle hasn't played a lot of man this drive, but you got to go zone here. You got to force San Francisco into a tough throw. Gillette, that's his name. So Gillette is the guy who comes off. He's the import, that's right, from Madden 18. He is a monster. So here we see a little zone action here. Let's see how San Francisco handles it. Garoppolo back to pass. He's got time. He's trying to escape to the right side. Another 1st down for San Francisco. Great play by Garoppolo. Now look, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. We've seen this play before. This was a big 1st down in the end of the 4th quarter as San Francisco had that touchdown drive, which gave them the 3-point line. We've seen that exact same play. This time Garoppolo escapes to the outside, which usually doesn't equal out to be good plays. And you can see the defensive tackle escape quickly, but he's able to get the nice tight throw there. It's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. 29-29 overtime. First drive of overtime. 3:25 left to go in this divisional matchup. Bray's going to get just 1 or 2. Let's see what they give him. They're going to give him 2 there on the left side. Big matchup here between San Francisco and Seattle. Week number 9 in the OMFL, season number 84. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Help us grow our subscriptions that we have. Again, I apologize for the low quality of video that you're seeing on the actual gameplay. Most quality of videos is just not that great, but I want to get a game out tonight. So here comes that zone blitz again. You just seen this play a couple plays ago. I don't like that. Mix it up, guys. But let's see what they do here. How does San Francisco respond? Garoppolo back to pass. He's got time. The running back was able to pick up the blitz. Kittle was able to break a tackle, but they're giving him the 1st down. They're going to give him the 1st down. And that's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Seen a lot of the same style plays from these teams. Kind of makes my guts cringe a little bit, but let's see what happens. All right, that's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. 2:14 left to go. Both teams have both timeouts left. Garoppolo with the play action. He's got time. Step up in the pocket. He's got a man over to the right side. That's right. It's going to be caught by number 13. Now that's going to get you to the 2-minute warning. It's going to be 29-29. Tied game. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line with 2 minutes left to go. Excuse me, the play action causes Seattle to step up. Garoppolo had time. The running back picked up the guy that was coming in from that right side. He had time to make that throw, big play, but Seattle's sending the heat right now. Because Garoppolo is going to give it over to Yeast to the right side. Nice little hole there. It's shut down pretty quickly, but he's going to get 3 or 4 out of that one. They're going to give him 4 over to the right side, which is a victory when they all out blitz you like that. That's a free-for-all blitz over from the left side from a very athletic Seattle defense. It's going to set you up in really good, I'm trying to read the chat here. That's going to set you up in really good field position here. It's 2nd and 6 from the 6-yard line. 1:32 left to go and counting. Both teams holding on to their timeouts. A 29-29 game here. It's not over yet. Touchdown does win it, but a field goal keeps Seattle in it. It's going to be Barea over to the left side. Oh, Barea gets that one really close. That's going to come down to the 2-yard line. I thought he was going to break through there. Nice pickup there for Barea, who's been a monster, who hasn't been fed this game. I think he's only had 10 carries, even here in overtime, for a guy that's averaging 5.3 yards a carry. I know Seattle does a great job of shutting down the run, but you got to feed that guy. It's going to set up 3rd and 2, a massive play for both teams here from the 2-yard line. you can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Here's Garoppolo's going to toss it out to Berea, and that's going to be a walk-in touchdown. He breaks the tackle, and that is how San Francisco wins this game. Game over, San Francisco. They come away with a massive victory here in week number 9 of season 84. And what a game. This is an instant classic. I hope one of these guys submits this as an instant classic. Both teams back and forth. Not an instant classic as far as FPR. That could probably be cleaned up a little bit. But you can see Jimmy Garoppolo, 366 yards passing. That's amazing. 207 yards rushing for the Seattle Seahawks. But the two big takeaways, both of them fumbles from Wilson, one before halftime, the other right before the end of the game as Seattle was trying to drive to actually win the game. Tip your hat. Cooley with a massive victory, a victory to build off of, a victory to really tell the OMFL that you're here to compete, and in a very tough NFC West, this is going to go a long way. Big play. You guys should submit this one for an instant classic game of the week. This one's been fun to watch. Again, I apologize that we joined a little late. I apologize that the quality hasn't been the best, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I was a little scatterbrained early because I was by myself, and honestly, this was the last second thing. I was like, wait, there's a game on, and I got time. Like, let's do this really quick. But you can see Joey Martin, just a monster. Edwards, a monster. Seattle's a tough team. You have to play perfect, and that's what San Francisco did. They gave up big plays, probably some big plays they shouldn't have given up, but they didn't turn the ball over. And if you're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks, you cannot turn the ball over. You have to be able to keep that one close. So let's hope that Cooley remembers to show his settings here, since he is oh no, this isn't. I forgot. This is Mo. So hopefully Mo shows his settings. Just remember, if you're in the OMFL, we ask whoever's streaming to show your team settings, because it helps us make sure that you got your stuff on, and it makes us, it's just a good reminder for all of us. So thank you guys for being in chat. Bloop was here. Dakota was here. Dux was here for just a little bit, and I don't know who else was watching the stream. I don't get views on here, but thank you guys for being on and watching with us. It's been a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoyed this. Something different. Haven't been able to do one of these. There's our team settings. There you go, Mo. Way to make me know why you're a leader here. Everything is off just like we want it. So that's going to bring us to an end of our Week 9 game between San Francisco and Seattle. What a hell of a game. Thank you guys so much. I'll try to do more of these. Hopefully we get my buddy Dakota to come join us, maybe Maniac to come join us. We try to do as many of these as we can. And this is the new layout, so I hope that you like the colorful layout. This is what we'll be using for bowl games and for different games that we have that take place. So I hope that you enjoyed it. That's the end of his stream. That's going to be the end of our stream. Have you a blessed week. We're going to have a Press Pass Live coming to you tomorrow. So get ready for it, because it's going to be a ton of fun. Until next time, have a blessed week. We'll see you. Peace.